Chapter 1. You are listening at FameTV.info. Translator. Atlas Studios Editor. Atlas Studios Sacred Heavenly Empire.in A desolate borderland.in The dark and damp catacombs, thousands of skeleton monsters worked diligently. At the side, the long whip. Wielding necromancer narrowed his eyes at the scene before him. There was actually a satisfied expression between his brows. Using skeleton monsters as laborers had countless benefits. Firstly, the skeleton monsters were undead creatures. They did not feel fatigue or need to eat. They could work all the time without rest. Secondly, they were generally low in intelligence. They would basically only carry out missions issued by the Dominator mechanically and would not complain. They did not need to rest or think. They could work overtime 24 hours a day. Most importantly, they did not need a salary. If some capitalists on Earth knew about this, they would probably cry in envy. This was the perfect labor force. However, among the thousands of skeletons, one was extremely special. His expression was extremely rich, not as empty as the other skeletons. His scarlet pupils revealed a hint of numbness and struggle. There was also extreme pain. York plowed the ground tirelessly. His eyes subconsciously glanced at the relaxed necromancer at the entrance. Anger burned in York's heart. He wanted to curse loudly, or even rush forward to stab that guy to death. 3 months ago, after York died while playing a game called The New Age, he inexplicably came to this game world. That was not the most important thing. Logically speaking, weren't other transmigrators equipped with cheats and surrounded by beautiful women? However, he had transmigrated into a skeleton monster, and he was someone else's summoned minion. For the past 3 months, he had been doing nothing but mining. York felt like vomiting. Who could understand the pain of a laborer? Moreover, he was the most miserable one in history. It was fine if he did not have a salary every day, but he did not even have shifts to rest. For 365 days a year, he was working 24 hours a day. Damn, were skeletons not worthy of human rights? Compared to York's current life, the working culture of his previous life was simply a blessing. As York cursed the necromancer under his breath, a ghost slowly floated to him and handed him a letter. The necromancer took the letter and skimmed through it. He frowned and left. York was ecstatic to see this. It's here. After 3 months of observation, York discovered that every month, the necromancer would be summoned to the Overlord residence to pay tribute. For an entire week, the necromancer would not be in the mines. At the same time, when the necromancer left, the summoning contract would be at its weakest. York looked at the attributes template and suppressed his excitement. Name: York. Race: Undead. Race: Skeleton Monster. Level: 1/0/100. Status: Health points 12, Magic Power 15. Attributes: Constitution 2, Strength 3, Intelligence 5, Agility 4, Skill none. Special feature: Summoned Minion, Dominator. Andre break contract. 95%. Through 3 months of hard work, York constantly tried to break free from the contract with his superior intelligence. He had already reached 95%, however, York realized that the higher the percentage of breaking free, the harder it was to progress. He has been working on the last 5% for a week without making any progress. Now that the Dominator had left, the contract was at its weakest. Success or failure depends on this. Thinking of this, York took a deep breath and forcefully stopped the pickaxe in his hand. He held the handle and stood still. York was immediately punished by the contract for disobeying the Dominator's orders. A bone-piercing pain engulfed York, forcing him to carry out the order. York gritted his teeth. The handle in his hand almost cracked, but he didn't make a sound no matter how painful it was. 0.96%, 0.97%, 0.98%. When the progress reached 99%, the pain reached its peak. York's body trembled violently as cracks appeared on his bones. It seemed like he would collapse into pieces the next moment. At this moment, if he felt the slightest bit of cowardice and chose to submit to the contract, he would be free from this torture. But at the same time, all of his past efforts would have been in vain. York fought back the pain and let out an involuntary grunt. Even if he had to die, he would never remain as someone else's minion for the rest of his life. Break contract. 100%. You have broken free and become a wild skeleton monster. You have become the first skeleton monster in the history of the New Age to break free from the contract. Your deeds will be recorded in the epic of the New Age. Congratulations, you have awakened the hidden talent of the skeleton monster, Devour. Listen to the full novel at FameTV.info, direct link in the description.